Welcome back to Retirement Coffee Talk with Charisse Rivers at Zinnia Wealth. Online, you can find us at zinniawealth.com, Zinnia wealth.com. Today, we are focused on Social Security. And the next big surprise in this area is I've saved my whole life to have good income in retirement, and what is my reward? Uncle Sam says, you don't need all that income. I'm going to tax your Social Security check. Charisse, what do we need to know about this one?
Okay, so it's called provisional income formula. And Randy, people actually don't know about it until they get hit with the big tax bill and they're asking their CPAs, what is this? And then it hits them even harder when they go into that RMD phase of life where you're forced to pull money out of your IRAs even though you don't want to. And it's a double whammy. And so sometimes people don't feel the pain till they're 72 or 73 now. So provisional income formula, this is how we find out how much of your Social Security is going to be taxed. Let's start with the first rule. They take three calculations, basically. They take your modified adjusted gross income. When you look at your 1040 tax return at the very bottom, it's your adjusted gross income. What does modified adjusted gross income mean? It means there's a few things added back in for some people, not all people. So it could be a higher number. Nevertheless, they take modified adjusted gross income, MAGI. They take only half of your Social Security check. So if you're getting $20,000, they only calculate into this provisional income formula only half of it. So that'd be $10,000. And then they take any tax exempt interest. So if you have munis, municipal bonds, we know the interest rates that you're getting or living on or reinvesting, zero taxes. But the government figured out how to wiggle in some rules into the Social Security equation to say whatever you make in your munis gets tagged on to this provisional income formula. So again, modified adjusted gross income, only half your Social Security and any tax exempt interest. When you add them all up, all three of them, if you are married filing jointly and all those things add up more than $44,000, that means up to 85% of your Social Security check is now taxable. That's how you figure it out. And when you come into our office, we'll absolutely do that for you. Do it all the time. And I'd be happy to. It's fun for me.
So is there a little game that you have to play to say, let's keep you under this particular level?
Yes. So let me finish on that thought because there is a game. It's called asset shifting. But once you get to the 85% mark, so let's say you're collecting, I'll do simple math, $10,000 in Social Security. Let's say that's your grand total. You multiply that by 85%. What is that number? Now you get $8,500. So that means of the $10,000 you're collecting in Social Security, $8,500 of it goes to your 1040 tax return, and it's taxed last at the highest marginal tax bracket that you land in on top of it. And if you don't believe me, read your Social Security statements because it's on there. So, and I have to say up to 85% because there's two calculations that go into it. So not everybody hits that 85% mark. But yes, Randy, back to your question. Is there a trick to lower that taxable amount? And there are. Number one, if there's two of you in a household and you have part-time wages because you're maybe working part-time at a golf course to get discounts and you're making some money there, maybe you have some cash rents from a rental coming in, you have two Social Security checks, and you have a pension, no, there's not a way to do it. But if you are somebody who you just have two Social Security checks, you don't have a pension, maybe you're not working, there is some things that you can do and apply as I call it our Social Security tax strategy to actually push out the taxes and or lower your taxes for the future by putting your heads down and doing some work. And if you happen to have the taxable accounts, like those brokerage accounts, by shifting assets around, if you're having heavy capital gains in those, because maybe you're in these glorified dividend funds, we'd want to switch that strategy so those capital gains don't get hit into this calculation, because all that stuff gets hit into this calculation. So yes, there are some strategies, and some people we've gotten from that 85% number all the way down to 50%. Nice. And I've gotten people from who are this automatically landed to 50 to 0. So there is a way to pay zero taxes on your Social Security. Like I said, it takes a lot of work. Okay. And come see me. And a lot of people are like, how do you keep all this in your head? I'm like, I love it.
That's where she lives. lives for.
I know. I live for it. Like, if we can save $1 in taxes, we're going to do it.
All right. Well, give us a call at Zinnia Wealth and let's talk through it. This might be one of the big things that you're wondering about as far as Social Security. And then we tell you it could be taxed and this is news to you. So let's see what we can do about it. 833-368-3680 or ZinniaWealth.com, ZINNIA Wealth.com. Click on that big gold box there and you'll be on your way. All right, time for one more. And this is almost like a Ask Charisse segment here because a woman wrote into an advice columnist and she said she's going to retire at 62. And she's got a nice 401k with $750,000 in it. What she would like to do is retire at 62, push off Social Security until 70, and live on her money from her 401k and her pension in the meantime. So she has $1,500 a month in pension money coming in. Her draw on her $750,000 is going to be about $1,700 a month. So she can live on $3,200, $3,300 a month. Is this a good idea to push off Social Security and live on your 401k money?
Okay. Whew, that's a mouthful, Randy.
Okay.
So there are so many strategies here. So yes, she can. So I'll give you a couple of directions here. If she waits to 70, every year she waits from full retirement age to 70, she gets 8% compounding every year, plus whatever cost of living is, somewhere around those numbers, right? So I ask longevity. Are you healthy? How you doing? You look great, but you feel great. How are things going? You know? And they say, yeah, I'm super healthy. And I'll say, is mom and dad still alive? And they'll say yes or no. If they're still alive, like, oh my gosh, you're probably going to live to 100. So if your mom's 90, you're probably going to last till 90, right? If all works out. The break-even point's age 80. So anything over age 80 that you collect in Social Security is just icing on the cake. And could you imagine collecting Social Security 10 more years and it's all just extra money because of how you strategize? I mean, a lot of extra money. So for this person, yeah, for her, I would say, and everybody's in good health and you're in great health too, and maybe you're 62 right now. Yeah, pull 2% from your $750,000 401k. And then live on your pension, and that's enough to bring you approximately like $35,000 to $40,000 a year if that's what you need in income. Now, I don't know what she's looking for in income, so that's the key question that we're missing here. If she says no, I don't want $40,000 in income, I want $60,000, Charisse, because my bills are $25,000 and I want to spend the rest on travel. That's something we got to re-coordinate and redo the math on because she's going to have to take a lot more money off that $750,000 401k now, which she can do because she'll take pressure off of it later when Social Security checks start. So it still could be a viable option. Here's the one thing I do like. I like to turn this back around because all of our plans are based on taxes first, tax planning first, then we figure out the plan. What she is doing, though, is that if she takes money from this 401k and starts to chunk it down the first 8 years before she collects Social Security, she has pulled a lot of money out of that 401k while it's growing, of course. But that means later when she turns 73, when she has to take money out of that retirement account at 3.65% based on the rates today every year, and it goes up every year, then she's lowered that amount and she has to take less out of that pot, which means her taxes will likely be lower. So you got to look at the tax plan on top of that, Randy, because that's key. And that's why you want to talk it out with a retirement planner that actually understands Social Security and taxes and investment planning. Oh, and Medicare. Oh, let me add estate planning, right? So there's so many moving parts, and that's what we do here at Zinnia Wealth Management. So that was a very loaded question, Randy, so I didn't mean to go so long, but it's a lot.
There is a lot to think about, and there is a lot that we don't know. We've made our living in places other than the financial industry, and when we get toward retirement, we're going to need that advice, need that guidance, need that help, need that plan. Give us a call at Zinnia Wealth, 833-368-3680, 833-368-3680. Let's talk through your concerns. And today we've dedicated our talk to Social Security. It's a big question. It's a big topic. And Charisse can help you through all this maze of things that we have to deal with. You can also find us again online at ZinniaWealth.com. Click on the button there, the gold one that says your complimentary retirement consultation, and you'll be on your way.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Coffee Talk podcast. If If you have questions or would like to begin the process of building a tailored retirement plan, call Zinnia Wealth at 803-368-3680 or find us online at zinniawealth.com.
Charisse Rivers is an investment advisor representative of Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Charisse Rivers is licensed in your state, please contact their office. Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client. They are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Charisse Rivers, NPN Insurance License Number 8718011.